Happy Thursday, and welcome to another edition of 15 Minutes of Daily Inspiration. I am so excited to be with you again. I'm asking right now, before we go another further, that you stop and share with everybody you know. Hear me, I don't want you to just share with a few people. I want you to share with your friends. I want you to share with your family, with your associates, and even your enemies. I need you to share right now. I need you to tag them right now. I need you to text them right now and let them know that New Birth is on for the lunchtime hour. You are tuned into the right place. Our senior pastor is Dr. Jamal Bryant, and I am more than excited to be connected to you. I'm your pastor of Internet and Innovation, KERVANCE Ross, and it is a total privilege and pleasure to be able to serve you wherever you are. If you're in Birmingham, if you're in Baltimore, if you're in Boston, wherever you are, we're grateful and we thank you for tuning in. I need you to do a few things. If you're in the YouTube campus, you know that we have viewership goals. Let's make sure we hit those goals. If you're on the Facebook campus, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tag all your friends and your family and share to your stories. And if you're on Periscope or wherever you're watching us from, on our new and improved wearenewbirth.org app or our New Birth Global, our New Birth Global app and our new and improved wearenewbirth.org website, wherever you are, thank you for tuning in. It's time for 15 minutes. You know that we are in the midst of Lent. We are going for the W in these 40 days. We are drinking our water. I know you've been with me. We're drinking and we're going through our word, making sure that we're reading our word every day. We are doing no wheat. I know some of you all are about to lose it, but we are keeping up with no wheat. We're not doing any whining. And on top of that, we're walking. I thank you. We're with you, we're praying for you, and we are going to look better by Resurrection Sunday than we did 40 days ago. It's time to get into it. You know I've been in a series, and you've been sharing with me how much the series has impacted you, focusing in on faith for the finish. I'm going into installment number 4 of Faith for the Finish. If you go with me to the book of First Samuel, chapter 21, and one of the most interesting passages in the Bible to me, 1 Samuel, chapter 21, and it is verse 12 and 13. 1 Samuel, chapter 21, verse 12 and 13, and it reads, David took these words to heart and was very much afraid of Achish, king of Gath. So he pretended to be insane in their presence. While he was in their hands, he acted like a madman, making marks on the doors, gate, and letting saliva run down his beard. When he was in the presence of Achish, he was uncomfortable and he was fearing for his safety. So at that time, he pretended to be a madman, and while he was in their hands, he acted as though he was insane. For the few moments that I have been allotted, I'm talking from this topic. I'm too royal to pretend. I'm too royal to pretend. You can type that on the screen. I'm too royal to pretend and put on for anybody. On Sunday, this past Sunday, after we experienced amazing worship here at New Birth, although the All-Star game here in my city was the main attraction, where LeBron James and all of the stars from the NBA were in town to celebrate excellence at the midway point of the NBA season. Although they had compacted the three-point contest, the skills challenge, and even the dunk contest into one night, with the All-Star game being around this event. That wasn't the draw on television. The draw this weekend, interestingly enough, was on Friday, because we saw Coming to America 2 on Amazon Prime. Saw Royalty on Friday. You saw Royalty on the basketball court in King James on Sunday night. But the true capture was an interview with real live royalty. We got a chance to hear from Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in an interview with Oprah that was so candid that it has literally rocked the world. Meghan Markle spent the bulk of her time being more transparent than anybody since her predecessor in the mother of her husband, Princess Diana. She shared and pulled back the veil on what went on and has been going on in the royal household. And despite what the tabloids had said, Meghan Markle cleared the air. She let us know that she wasn't the cause of tabloid accusations. She was the person who was minimized and made to cry. She was the person who was not protected. She was the individual in the royal household who was made to feel more like an outsider than people who had walked in her footsteps had ever felt before. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you know God gave you a blessing and made you stand on a platform that others had stood before, but some kind of way, somehow, you felt unprotected? You had been a mother before you were royal. You've seen other mothers come before you, but at this moment in your motherhood, you feel unprotected because you're in a relationship with a man who won't protect you. You feel minimized as a CEO because there are CEOs of other hues that have stood in your footsteps and sat in your seat and got better support than you received, but now that you are in the position, it looks like you're unprotected. You're in the place where you are trying to pastor people, and you've seen other pastors stand in this place and sit in this seat and preach from this book board, and all of a sudden, because of the times that you're in and the circumstance that you've been called to, you feel unprotected. I want to come and give you a word today that you are not alone. No, you're never alone, because God is there with you, and sometimes God allows moments of seemingly unprotected situations for his children. Moments where it looks like you've been marginalized and minimized, to help you understand that you're more called than you realize. You're getting ready to be able to verbalize why God allowed you to go through it. There is somebody, some individual somewhere waiting on your testimony, waiting for your interview, for you to be able to proclaim, I thought about giving up. I thought about throwing in the towel. I thought that it was over for me, but look at me now. I'm getting paper. I'm looking better. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I thought it was going to be over for me. But at the time that I got ready to give up, God stepped in. And although Meghan was the target of the conversation, it was a glaring reality that we overlooked. A person who was too royal for this moment. I'm not minimizing Meghan Markle. I'm a fan. I'm an African-American man. I am a girl dad, and my heart goes out to her. And I want to make sure we keep the main thing. But one of the things that glared out at me was the reality that Harry had been in a bubble for all this time. And until he was connected to the right woman, did he realize that change was necessary. And I want you to grab your son, grab your husband, grab your boyfriend, grab your male cousin, your uncle, because so many times we've overlooked the reality that there are men carrying the burdens and they are acting as though everything is well, but because of the bubble that they live in, because of the weight that they have to carry, because of the circumstance of always trying to appear strong when they are really weak, they've come to a defining moment. And I had to find if there was anybody that could talk about faith the way we just heard Megan in her interview with Oprah, and I realized that there was an opportunity, and I jumped from time back into the past. I went back into the future and jumped in my DeLorean and found an individual in the midst of a royal moment in 1 Samuel. In chapter 21, I found a man named David, a young man who had seen life in a lens that many had never seen. He had literally worked at the ice cream shop, serving ice cream to his brothers and realizing that he was anointed ahead of time. And because of his unusual anointing and his siblings believing that he was not the one, that they were going to be the one, because of his father minimizing because of bad relationship connections that his father had with his mother, he is now in a situation to minimize David. And the prophet Samuel comes and says that there's a king in this house, and he goes through all 7 brothers. And let me stop and let you understand, you really know that you're anointed when people that are your skin tone and your bloodline have minimized you because they didn't think you were the one. They didn't think that you had the look, that they didn't think you were royal enough, but God put his hand on you, and because of his hand being on your life, you are now in a situation where you are marginalized in the family, you are ostracized in the family, and you have situational moments that although you've killed a giant that wasn't yours, you've killed the giant of molestation in your family, you've killed the giant of poverty in your family, you've killed the giant of secrecy in your family, you've killed the giant of degradation and depression in your family. Now that you've gone out, the people you've looked up to, the people you've admired, the people that you wanted to mentor you are now trying to kill you. And now you feel like, God, how did you call me to this level of royalty? How did you call me to this level of anointing? How did you call me to this level of unction? And the people that you said were going to mentor me through the process are trying to murder me. Isn't it crazy that sometimes you got people who have more than you, who are in better positions than you, and simply because of your anointing, they are afraid of you, they are intimidated by you, and they're trying to kill you before you reach your optimum potential. And here David is. I only got a few minutes, I got to get out your way, but this is blessing me. Here David is on the run from his mentor. And because he doesn't feel protected, because they are questioning his skin tone and the potential that if he's king, that his children may be dark-skinned people. The king is trying to kill him. And the Piers Morgan of the day is asking him questions. He's gone out and seen Ahimelech in this passage, and Ahimelech has told him that he's alarmed as he's greeting David. He says, what are you doing by yourself? Well, you know, they not protecting me. They cut off my resources. I'm out here all by myself. And David answered Ahimelech the priest, and he said, the king has sent me on a mission and given me strict orders. I'm just running through this passage. I'm trying to help you see it. Because of the fact that I have been put here, I have not touched a woman. I have made sure my mother was okay. I lost my father in this moment, and I'm in a situation where I need some food. I need some sustenance. I need some bread. Not only do I need bread, I need some resources to fight this fight. And the tiger, in this situation, the individual that comes and helps him fight is this moment in where he is now realizing that Ahimelech is there to help him. And Ahimelech, serving as the Tyler Perry of the day, is giving him some resources to fight. And he finds himself now in a situation where he's afraid. He's in the presence of Achish. He's got to act like he's lost his mind. I have no evidence of this as I get out of your way. My time has elapsed. It says that he feigned in the King James Version that he went crazy. But in the NIV version, it says he acted as though he was crazy to save his life. Some of you realize that the best way to act is to carry out what has actually happened in your life. You're in your Meghan Markle moment. You are in your Prince Harry moment. You walk behind the tomb or the bier of somebody that impacted your life in a great way, and it caused you angst. And there are moments in your mind where you have gone crazy, but you were a functional crazy person. You learned how to deal with your craziness. You learned how to fake it until you make it. You knew that when the camera came on and when you got to the job and when you got in front of the children, you knew how to fight your tears back. You had trained yourself never to cry, never to lose it. But now, because you are afraid, you've lost your faith. And I wanted to encourage you that you have faith for the finish. That even when it doesn't look like you're going to make it, your crazy moments, your attempted destruction on your own life, the moments where you were ready to give up and had to run from the palace, your faith kicked in. And God stepped in and you began to write on the passages of your life. I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor have I seen their seed begging bread. When my mother and my father began to forsake me, then the Lord was able to take me up. Every time I got down to it, he laid me down in green pastures and led me beside still waters. He restored my soul. He gave you faith to finish. Don't you give up, because you're too royal for this thing. You're too royal to pretend. This is the moment where you have to allow your faith to kick in and say, I'm hurting and I got to get this thing out. And I'm praying for each one of you who have had to pretend, who know you're kingly, you know that you're a royal priesthood, but because people have turned their backs on you, you've had to pretend. Your faith is going to help you finish this thing out. I'm out of my time. Thank you so much for yours. If you need prayer right now, I want to stop and pray for you right now. I'm praying that God regulates your mind, that God cancels the assignment of suicide the enemy is playing and said you would be better off if you just took your life. The devil is a lie. You're going to finish this thing. When the walls of depression are setting in your mind, it's going to get through to you that there is something designed for you at the end. You can't give up now. You've come too far to turn around. If you need prayer, email us at prayer@newbirth.org. I want you, if this message has resonated with you, to sow a seed. I want you to sow a seed of faith today. Some of you can sow a $20, a $40, a $100 seed. Wherever your faith lies and whatever you are depending on God to get you out of, to have an interview with the divine and have a moment where he delivers you and gives you the protection you need. Sow that seed now. The prompts are on the screen. And you're not going to be able to be all that you've been designed to be in this royal moment in your life without being connected to the King of Kings. We offer Christ to you. God has need of you. Right now, if you go to joinnewbirth.org, we want to be your church, we want to be your pastors, and we want you to be a part of this kingdom here at New Birth on earth. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I thank you. I'm sorry for going over a little at a time, but I just want you to know you're too royal to pretend. You're coming out and you're going to come out better. You're going to have deals on the other side of this. You're going to have people sowing homes on the other side of this. You're going to have people striking up contracts with you on the other side of this. You've got the faith to finish. Thank you so much for your time. Keep sharing, keep tagging, keep texting. Keep meeting us here through the 40 days of Lent. And I hope that this message impacts you to have enough inspiration in this 15 minutes to journey on. Don't go anywhere. We've got some more announcements. I pray that you have a drama-free and virus-free remainder of the week. I love you. Have an amazing remainder of the day, and I'll see you when I see you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's time for your video announcements. Oh, and don't think it's over, because New Birth continues to stand with Texas. Yes, the snow may be gone, but the need is still there. We sent 2 tractor trailers filled with 5,219 bottles of water, valued at $8,147. And we need more. Donate online at newbirth.org/give. Also, are you following the 5 W's for our Lenten journey? Visit newbirth.org for more information, and come walk with a pastor every Saturday from 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. right here at New Birth. That's right, and while you're on your Lenten journey, don't miss our weekly Lent prayer call every Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. Prayer call number is 609-663-5452. What do your dreams mean? Join us for service as Dr. Bryant unlocks the mystery of your dreams, explains the reason God gives us dreams, and how to learn to interpret them. Also, our Call to Conquer bookstore is your convenient source for uplifting messages, gifts, Bibles, and our book of the month, Soul Care by Rob Raymer. Please visit the Call to Conquer bookstore Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. or online at calltoconquerbookstore.com. And don't forget, our King's Table offers free groceries every week to those in need. If you need groceries, please come by New Birth Saturday from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. Pull up and get blessed at the King's Table, where everyone is welcome. Hey, help someone take a second look with clearer vision. Please donate your prescription glasses and readers. Collection bins are located inside New Birth and the Bell Family Life Center. Visit newbirth.org for more information. And save the date for our exciting Resurrection Pull-Up Parking Lot service, Sunday, April 4th, 9:30 a.m. Stay tuned for more details. And that's gonna do it for our video announcements.